Now, let me say something right quick. I think back on the African-American people in America. I think how that they were taken against their wills, put in the belly of ships, brought over here, beat, cussed. Many of them died in the guts of those ships, thrown overboard. They were pulled from families over there. You ain't never heard a gut-wrenching song. Do you hear a black person sing one of those old black Negro spirituals? Nobody knows. I can't sing it like that, see, because I hadn't experienced what they be. When you've experienced hell, it comes out of the voice. I said, when you experience hell, it comes out of the voice. If you're one of those people that you got problem with black people or whatever, you better shut your mouth, because they're God's people. You better hear what I'm saying to you. You better shut your white mouth. You better shut your white mouth. I'm not kidding you. I know some of you was raised in the deep South, and you was raised by prejudiced people and bigoted people. You better get that out of your system. You better get it out of your system. It'll cause you to suffer right along with those masters. It'll cause you to suffer right along with them. These are God's people. And I know that there's wicked in white races and wicked in black races and all that. I'm not justifying none of that stuff. I'm just saying God knows what happened to the black race. He knows how they wound up over here, and God is going to reimburse the black people for all their trouble and all their labor. You watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Listen.
Shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, this lesson is going to be entitled Pastor John Kilpatrick, an Embellishment, a caution to the Brotherhood. Okay, and the reason why I'm saying this is this video that's going around. It's entitled Pastor John Kilpatrick says, well, here it says, Pastor John Kilpatrick says God will avenge black Americans, right? Now, you had a few brothers that did responses to this. I saw one video. I don't know which brother, you know, and I'm just putting this out there. All right, this is not to come against any brother, but just to simply say, you have to be careful. When you hear something, you got to make sure you do truth in reporting, that you report it the way that is being said. You can't add to it to make the title more interesting. You can't add to it, you know, add to something and put words in people's mouths, okay, which is called embellishment, and I'm going to show you that. Because one brother put this video up, you know, he made a response to it, and I don't know who it is. I just kind of saw it go across the screen after I saw this video, which you saw the video in the opening clip. One brother said, white pastor calls blacks God's chosen people. And that's not true. He never said we're the chosen people. He never said that. Another brother says white pastor says, you know, calls us the 12, or God will avenge the 12 tribes, something like that. And that's not true. The man never mentioned the words chosen people. He never called us Israelites. He never called us the 12 tribes. He never, you know, just like this title. This title says Pastor John Kilpatrick says God will avenge black Americans. He never used the word avenge. He never used the word revenge. He said God will reimburse black Americans for all their troubles. That's what he said. And if you listen close enough with discernment through the Holy Spirit, which we're supposed to have, right? You hear this man saying basically what he said is that blacks are God's people too. Also, as in also. Because he's pushing that John 3:16, God loves everybody. So he's saying that if you talking with your white mouth against the black Americans, right, you're going to be in the lot with the slave masters. That's basically how he put it out there. But he never said we're the chosen people. He never said we're the 12 tribes. He never said we're the Israelites, right? He called us African Americans. You brothers out there, when you make videos, you have to make sure that you do not embellish. Let's look at that word. Just hold tight, brothers. This is the word embellish.
Embellish.
And it says, make something more attractive by the addition of decorative details or features. And you're trying to make it more attractive by saying white pastor calls us the 12 tribes, or white pastor says God is going to avenge, you know, that we're God's chosen people. Just like this guy said, you know, which that's just some other bugged out Jake on Facebook. Pastor John Kilpatrick says God will avenge black Americans. No, he didn't. He never said that he was going to avenge black Americans. He talked about the plight of so-called black Americans coming in slavery and everything you've been through. He spoke on that. And now at the end of the day, we know that these devils know we're the Israelites. Sure, the man knows we're the Israelites. He knows we're the 12, you know, we come from the 12 tribes. But he didn't mention, how can a brother say and make a video, white pastor says, you know, talks about the 12 tribes, when he never mentioned Gad, he never mentioned Native Americans, so-called, he never mentioned so-called Mexicans. All he said was black Americans. You see? So you have to be very careful when you know, and it's a little bit frustrating, you know, as an older brother in the truth, seeing young brothers do that. And I mean, I know the reason why you're doing it, you know, maybe you heard it that way. But let's read the definition again. Make something more attractive by the addition of decorative details or features. Make a statement or story more interesting or entertaining by adding extra details, especially ones that are not true. And that's really just, it's really lying. It's really just going off. Now let's listen to what this guy said again with your new ears, now that you heard that. And listen to exactly what he says.
Now let me say something right quick. I think back on the African-American people in America. I think how that they were taken against their wills, put in the belly of ships, brought over here, beat, cussed. Many of them died in the guts of those ships, thrown overboard. They were pulled from families over there. You ain't never heard a gut-wrenching song. Do you hear a black person sing one of those old black Negro spirituals?
So you heard a black person, black Americans, a black person sing one of those old black Negro spirituals. This dude is he probably fucking racist. This dude is the asshole, man. And you Jakes, you just jump right in. You just, man, you got to stop falling for shit, hook, line, and sinker. You got to start using your spiritual eye salve, man. If you have it, you should be able to read this dude and read shit like this. And he basically is trying to remove the guilt from the rest of the so-called white race and put it on just those that perpetrated it. He never called them Edomites. He never said that we're all guilty. He ain't incurred no guilt upon himself nor that audience. All he's doing is doing a feel-good moment to unite people and to bring everybody together under the banner of John 3:16. You should see right through this shit. Continuing on.
Nobody knows. I can't sing it like that, see, because I hadn't experienced what they be. When you've experienced hell, it comes out of the voice. I said, when you experience hell, it comes out of the voice. If you're one of those people that you got problem with black people or whatever, you better shut your mouth, because they're God's people. You better hear what I'm saying to you.
I hear what you're saying. He didn't say they're God's chosen people. He didn't say that. He didn't say they're the Israelites, they're the 12 tribes, right? Listen to him.
You better shut your mouth. You better shut your white mouth. You better shut your white mouth. I'm not kidding you. I know some of you was raised in the deep south and you was raised by prejudiced people and bigoted people. You better get that out of your system. You better get it out of your system. It'll cause you to suffer right along with those masters.
You better get the prejudice out of your system. It'll cause you to suffer right along with those masters. You hear that? You hear that?
It'll cause you to suffer right along with them. These are God's people. And I know that there's wicked in white races and wicked in black races and all that. I'm not justifying none of that stuff.
See? I know that there's wicked white races and wicked black races. I'm not justifying any of that stuff. But what do you teach, Jake? What do you teach Hebrew Israelites? You teach that the so-called white man is Esau. So is he on your side? No. No, he's not on your side. Why are you jumping in with 2 feet, making videos as if this damn devil, you know, just gave you the proclamation that you're the Israelites, which we know that we are, and we know that he knows it. We know that they all know. And sure, he's probably been watching the videos and he felt some guilt about it. But you see what he did? He went and fucking twisted what the real truth is. He didn't give you the real truth. So you don't need to go and run behind him and embellish it. Just bring out what he said. and show through the Spirit, yeah, the discernment should show you, yeah, he knows we're the Israelites. He knows that they're the Edomites, but he didn't say that. Don't say that the man said something that he didn't say. Don't put it in your title. Don't put a video up saying he's saying that we're the 12 tribes. Don't say he said the Most High is going to, let's see if he said God is going to avenge, if he uses the word revenge or avenge, because he started to say it, but he changed it. Listen.
I'm just saying God knows what happened to the black race. He knows how they wound up over here, and God is going to reimburse the black people for all their trouble and all their labor.
Now, he was about to say God's going to revenge them, but he didn't say that. Did he? No, he said God's going to reimburse. Let's go back.
And God is going to reimburse the black people for all their trouble and all their labor. You watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you.
So you see that? He said he's going to reimburse them for all their trouble and all their labor. But he didn't put the guilt on the rest of them. So you got to sharpen up, Jake. When you do these videos and you see things, sharpen up. Make sure you use correct communication. Don't embellish. Don't add things, man. This is Matthew 5:37. But let your communication be yeah, yeah, nay, nay, for whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. Right? We always use that on people and tell them to give direct answers. Don't say maybe. Don't beat around the bush. And it's the same with us. We're supposed to be very direct when we do videos. James 5:12. But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by the earth, neither by any other oath, but let your yeah be yeah, and your nay, nay, lest ye fall into condemnation. You supposed to, be straightforward with it. And you're supposed to use your discernment. Now, I also have here, this is 1 Corinthians 14. I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you? Except I shall speak to you either by revelation, or by knowledge, or by prophesying, or by doctrine. And even things without life-giving sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in the sounds, how shall it be known what is piped or harped? For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? So likewise ye, except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood, how shall it be known what is spoken? For ye shall speak into the air. You see, there are, it may be, so many kinds of voices in the world, and none of them is without signification. So, I mean, really, this is dealing with when you're teaching, make sure you speak clearly, make sure you give the proper breakdown and such. But I'm using it for this. Even when you do, you make lessons, make sure you give clear distinction of what's being spoken in the video. Don't add on to what the person is saying. Don't embellish, brothers. We don't need to do that shit, because all the Edomites would do is see us do that, and then they say, see, they add things. We didn't even say that. You got to use your discernment and be able to see through the dark. That's what the whole deal is with having eye salve. It enables you to see through the darkness. And like I said, you wasn't in the wrong for making a video about this and saying, getting on these devils or whatever your brothers are saying. But you have to make sure you don't add unto what he was saying, because you make other people hope. And Jake all on the comment board. And then you got one other goofball named Big Levi. He run and now he's saying ain't gonna be no Jacob's trouble. You think the white man is going soft? You are fucking crazy. Esau ain't never went soft. This devil is gonna bring that sword, whether you believe it or not. This is Malachi 3:16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. Right. Those of us doing the work now, we pray that we in that book of remembrance. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him, the elect. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. The main thing here being the discernment. You got to be able to discern what's going on. You can't just jump in on some shit with 2 feet, saying this man, called us God's chosen people. When the fuck did he say we was the chosen people? Just like this guy. You expect this from Negroes on Facebook. And listen to what he says down here. Pastor John Kilpatrick says, God will avenge black Americans. They are God's people, so shut your white mouth about them. The way that this has sent my spiritualization into a whole frenzy. So let me get it straight. This sent your spiritualization into a whole frenzy. What a cracker said. But never mind the Hebrews like preaching the gospel. That didn't do it for you. A white man had to give you his co-signing on it. Now your spiritual antennas is up. He is straight up prophesying. Look right here. Hold up. And shit like this get you mad, bro. Brother Salakia. He is straight up prophesying. Praying for him because I know the evil of some of his people and he needs some covering right about now. Really? He needs covering right about now. Not us. That's prophesying the word. That's why we say, man, you can't trust Jake in the world, man. For real. Fuck Jake in the world. They're going to die. Horrible deaths. Never mind the prophets, but this damn devil standing in the church, in a mega church, might I add. And by the way, I didn't see one black man in there. I saw a bunch of black women, but I didn't see a black man. You scan the audience.
Because they're God's people. You better hear what I'm saying to you.
You see any black men in there? You might see one head. The majority of women. Now, maybe there's some in the middle, you know. But I see black women sitting in the front row right there. That's all I really see. But whatever. He probably got a mixed congregation. You have to sharpen your discernment. Don't jump in with 2 feet and just start uttering shit. You need to watch video, analyze what's being said, and report on what's being said without adding to it. Right? And you know what? On verse 16 right here, then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. And Lord willing, you know, we're those men from the book. You know, that's really what I should have said. Salakia. Lord willing, we're those prophets coming back. Okay. Now in verse 18, then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. So you're supposed to be able to discern, man. You know, you're supposed to have your spiritual discernment turned up. Don't jump in there just to make a video and add things. Because when I started seeing the titles, I was like, wait a minute, I seen that video. That's not what the guy said. He didn't say that we were the chosen people. He didn't call us God's chosen people. He said they're God's people, which he did say that, but you have to understand what he's saying. When you listen to the rest of what he said they're God's people, meaning a lot of so-called white people don't look at Negroes as if they're part of the family of God, you know. They think they're included in the other races, but not us. So he was saying they're God's people too, but he didn't put the 2 on it, you know. But it's all good. Now, I'm not embellishing because I see clearly pointed out how he was going about his sermon, what he was trying, the message that he was trying to get across. This is 1 Corinthians 2:6. Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world that come to naught. But we speak the wisdom of the Most High in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which the Most High ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew, for had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which the Most High hath prepared for them that love him. But the Most High have revealed them unto us by his Spirit. For the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of the Most High. You should be easily able to go through that little nearly 2-minute video and pull out the fact that this guy was not calling us the Israelites. Okay? He knows we're the Israelites, but he didn't say it. For what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so the things of the Most High knoweth no man but the Spirit of the Most High. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit which is of the Most High, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of the Most High. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. And we know through the Spirit, right, what Kilpatrick was getting around to. He know they're guilty, but he didn't put the guilt on them. And to show you the real proof, at the end he said that he don't condone any of it, black races or white races. So he was not calling you God's chosen people. at all. Verse 14 says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. You have to have your discernment turned up, your spiritual discernment. Don't be so anxious to make a video, you know, some sensational thing and jumping. Yeah, this white pastor called us the 12 tribes. No, he didn't. This white pastor said we're God's chosen people. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. White pastor says, Pastor John Kilpatrick says God will avenge black Americans. No, he didn't. He said reimburse. Reimburse and avenge are two different words. If I avenge something, your cousin got killed, that means the people that killed your cousin, he gets killed. If I reimburse you, that means somebody in my family could have possibly stole money from you. Then I'll go and I'll pay the money back so that they don't have to pay it back, but they still alive. Two different things. Reimbursement and avenging is two different things. Way different. So make sure you, like the Lord said, you know, these things are spiritually discerned in the scriptures particularly. But you even use that when you're seeing other things. When you're judging matters, you got to have your discernment up. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. For who hath known the mind of the Lord that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of the anointed. And there you go. So I'm going to leave it right there. All right. This has been Pastor John Kilpatrick and Embellishment. Right. Caution to the brotherhood. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.